In 2009, US Airways Captain Sully Sullenberger landed a passenger jet on the Hudson River. All 155 people on board survived. Sully became a national hero. He is now a CBS News aviation and safety contributor. Tom Hanks is playing him in a movie directed by Clint Eastwood. We boarded a Coast Guard ship this week with Sully. We sailed back to where his Miracle on the Hudson story unfolded. Okay, I want you to tell me this as candidly and honestly as you can. 10 pilots faced the same decision, decide to come into the Hudson, to land this on the Hudson. How many would have done it?
There's no way to know, but I'm convinced that a lot of my professional colleagues would find a way to do something similar and would find a way to save the lives of their passengers and crew.
It's been more than 7 years since that Miracle on the Hudson. Returning to the river with Sully, it is evident the moment remains fresh on his mind. What could have gone wrong on the Hudson?
If we had touched with one wing too low, if we hadn't had the wings exactly level, it would have spun us around. The aircraft might have broken apart. If we had landed with too great a rate of descent, the airplane may have broken apart and wouldn't have floated long enough for the rescue to take place. If we had misjudged the height at which to begin the landing, even by a fraction of a second,
we're going to end up in the Hudson.
I'm sorry, say again, Cactus?
So there's this movie out there, and you're played by Tom Hanks. If you can't get Jimmy Stewart, Tom Hanks is pretty good.
How did you pull off the impossible?
Tom came to our home and spent almost half a day there, and one of the first things we talked about was the responsibility he felt about playing a real person still living. But that after the film has run its course, I'll have to go back to living my life, and he wanted to be sure he didn't screw it up for me.
Cactus 1549, clear for takeoff.
In Sully, Tom Hanks is at the controls with Aaron Eckhart as co-pilot Jeff Skiles.
Life's easier in the air.
Together, they take the audience through the harrowing 208 seconds of US Airways Flight 1549.
Brace for impact.
So Eastwood and Hanks got it. As far as you see, the moment and the personality, they captured it.
And the emotion. And what I really wanted this film to have was a real undercurrent of the importance of our common humanity. And I think it's there.
How so? This
is about a group of people at a time in the world's history when it seemed as if everything was going wrong during the 08-09 financial meltdown. It seemed like no one could do anything right. And this group of people who didn't know each other came together in this place, in this time, and made it their mission in life to see that every life was saved. Everyone knows that we landed, that everyone survived, and we celebrated that.
That's a heroic moment.
But they don't know what happened after that.
Well, let's get into how you calculated all those parameters.
There was no time for calculating.
The 15-month investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board is the film's central focus.
You're saying you didn't do any...
I eyeballed it.
One of the biggest frustrations for me and the NTSB board members with whom I've spoken about this is that the NTSB made about 36 important safety recommendations to improve safety going forward. But the NTSB cannot mandate that they be adopted by the industry. Yeah, that's up to the FAA, our regulatory body, to do. And sadly, only 2 or 3 of the 35 recommendations have been adopted by industry and mandated by the FAA.
Yeah, why not?
There are a lot of reasons, but the bottom line ultimately is that the airlines in a very cost-competitive industry are reluctant to take on additional safety measures that they view as a burden or an additional cost.
Isn't that an avoidance of public responsibility?
Yes.
I've delivered 1 million passengers over 40 years in the air, but in the end, I'm going to be judged on 208 seconds.
Did you make any mistakes?
Of course. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. And I was confident I could find something that would work.
And it changed your life forever?
Instantly, completely, forever.
Oh, that was so good.
So good.
It was so good. It's like you took us right back there to that day and looking at the visuals. And he is still so calm and controlled. What struck you about him, Charlie?
Calm and controlled.
Yeah, really.
Very matter-of-factly.
Great interview. Love the movie. I think he's right. I think we need this movie at this time, too.
Yep.
And what it says about coming together
Yeah.
with a common purpose.
People
I
doing
love
their...
that you shot it on water, too.
Yeah,
That's
looks
nice.
great.
Very nice. Good job, Charlie Rose.
You were
You're
looking
good at what you
handsome.
do.
You were looking handsome out there, my man.
boy.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
very handsome. Right. We need to go on a boat with Mr. Charlie Rose, Gail. Right.
I'm game.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm game.
Me too.
Oh boy, this is why I'm the luckiest man in the world, right here.
Sully. Sully is in theaters today.